Hey, what is up, everybody?
And welcome back to Mile Higher Podcast.
We're bringing the energy, the fire, the flame.
Yes, because today we are having a fun episode. You know, we cover a lot of heavy stuff on here, and we do very much enjoy it. We do. But sometimes we need to have some laughter. And we always get feedback from you guys when we do these episodes too, that you enjoy getting a little break from more serious true crime and getting to have some
There's
fun,
a lot of very
laughs.
entertaining true crime as well.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
That is, you know, nobody's dying, which is always good. But people doing dumb stuff.
Yep. And that's what we're looking at today. The dumbest and wildest criminals. And we've done a couple episodes of, you know, world's dumbest criminals, and it's always just absolutely hilarious. And I really needed to pick me up. Not gonna lie, we've been dealing with some stress in our personal lives. That's why we have our emotional support dogs here today.
Yeah, mine
introducing
Your bail.
Bernie, get up.
Bernie, can you say hi?
Good boy. Good boy.
Ravioli.
These are our two Havanies. On my side, I've got Sadie, and they wanted to be here for this show, so they're co-hosting as well. But I'm Kendall.
And I'm Josh. And this is Bernie. Say hi. If
he actually
he's
would.
Like
he wants to
human.
talk so bad. Remember that dog we talked about a while ago that was like, why dog? Why dog? What was her name?
Bunny.
Bunny. Legendary dog. Bernie's kind of like Bunny. He wonders why he's a dog at all times. He always looks like he has a lot to say.
He's staring at me right now like,
he's like, give me a mic, dude.
You want to be a part of this? Who's a good boy?
He says,
who's a good boy?
We're also joined, of course, by our amazing production team, Janelle and Ian and Alice. Alice is here as well.
Hey,
there's four
there's
dogs
an OG
Oh,
underneath,
sorry.
okay?
Well, he's not on the tables. You can't see
Sleeping
him. Charlie's
underneath.
here too.
Charlie's always here.
So everyone has an emotional support dog today.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Anyway, today, yeah, like I said, we're going to be going over some absolutely wildly dumb crimes. And a lot of them are really funny. Josh and I kind of split these up. So we're going to be teaching each other about the different situations here. And yeah, they're absolutely wild. Janelle and Ian found some good ones. Good job, you guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of idiots in their world, so.
Yeah.
I relate to them, honestly. Some of them, because they're idiots, but they're like idiots in a genius sort of way.
Yeah,
You know, in a roundabout way.
Some
Just
of them.
Good
Yeah.
Some of them
entertainment.
are
Some of
like
them I'm
straight
just
up
like-
just idiots.
Zero common sense at like none whatsoever.
Hey, you got to
But people
appreciate
still
those
do
types
it.
of people.
People still do
They
it.
entertain us, you know, and I'm grateful for that.
Well, I think it's easy to forget about all of this type of crime that occurs. You know, like
Mhm.
I think a lot of people associate like the true crime genre with just murders, missing people,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But there's a lot of crime that's just dumb.
Mhm.
And that's usually, you know, 90% of what cops are dealing with are some of these types of criminals that we're going to be talking about today. So
Yep.
it's pretty wild what people are willing to do for very little. You know, the type of risks they're willing to take
Mm-hmm.
for virtually nothing at the end of the day, other than jail time.
Remember the
Yeah.
cupcake guy last time, the cupcake thief that broke into that store and then took selfies and then he was so nice. He apologized. He replaced the door. I love those stories. So yeah, we've got some crazy ones today. Shall we just jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay. So this one actually happened pretty recently, in April of this year, 2024.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. Wow, 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 wow.
Now Justin Timberlake has been arrested for DWI.
Down, Mr. President!
My fellow Americans.
Go fuck yourself.
Erica de Souza Vieira Nunes attempted to take out a bank loan of $3,400 co-signed by her uncle. But here's the kicker. Her uncle had died just a few hours or days before she wheeled him into the bank in Rio de Janeiro. Erica was seen after she was dropped off by a taxi and clumsily placed her uncle's corpse into a wheelchair and just wheeled him right into the bank. Bank employees began recording Erica, so we do have video of this, but she wheeled him right up to the teller and asked him to sign financial documents. So this is a real life
It's not how this works.
weekend at Bernie's situation.
I mean, I don't know how it works necessarily in Brazil, but I can imagine that if they're filming this, they're like, what the hell is going on right now?
It did not work. It
Yeah.
did not work.
Side note, Weekend at Bernie's is a fantastic movie.
100%.
So good.
Larry Lomax is dead.
Why do these things always happen to me?
I've actually never seen it. I've just seen clips of it and I know this story.
I've seen that you haven't.
That's
you would
amazing.
Like it. It's a very funny classic.
Okay.
From what year though?
I think it's like either late 80s, early 90s.
It's so
Oh
good.
yeah, I won't watch that.
He's weird about
I don't
older
like watching
movies.
old movies. If it's not Interstellar level, like I don't watch it, so.
Production.
Yeah, it's got to be mind-bending visuals for me,
Got it.
No, I'm going to watch it. It sounds really funny.
and 3.5 hours long minimum. So
Weekend at Bernie's is not 3.5 hours long.
No.
However, it could be.
But yeah, she is recorded in the video. You'll hear saying, quote, "Uncle, are you listening? You need to sign." She holds a pen between his fingers. She then said, quote, "Sign, you don't give me any more headaches. I can't take this anymore." And finally, quote, "Uncle, do you want to go to the hospital again?" Obviously, the bank employees knew right away that this man was dead. It's very obvious, even with him blurred in the video we're going to show you. But yeah, you can definitely tell. And they immediately arrested Erica, who could face charges of theft, fraud, embezzlement, and also abuse of a corpse, of course. Cops were investigating other family members to determine what the loan was for and if anyone else was involved, but it's unclear what they found. And obviously, this is taking place in Brazil, so it's hard to translate and really figure out what happened. But definitely wanted to talk about this one.
I mean, how desperate do you have to be to do something like this?
Yeah, it's pretty.
To-
Goes against all the moral code. This poor man.
And I'd love to talk to the taxi driver. What was
Yeah,
his
dude.
reaction?
What
to
was
that?
that
Yeah,
conversation in that
right?
cab?
How did he not just like call the police right then and there and be like,
He's like, I'm not
this
going to ask any
woman's-
questions.
Yeah, maybe he was like, this
just
is
pay
not my
me and we're
problem.
good.
I don't know. I feel like I've done some crazy shit in a taxi and they just kind of closed
Like
the-
this?
Yeah.
Well, no, never with a corpse. Never with a corpse. Let me be clear. But
I just can't imagine. It's so
True.
sad.
You're
that-
saying they've seen some shit. So
They've seen some
and I'm
shit.
sure. I mean, I'm sure in Brazil, you know, a big city like this, I'm sure there's all sorts of craziness that happens. So maybe it
Mhm.
wasn't that wild to them.
Mhm.
Maybe he didn't know.
Yeah,
At
true.
Weekend at Bernie's, the dude was going around town. They didn't know.
Oh my God, I need to watch that. I can't imagine. It's actually really sad to think about, though, that he passed and then immediately, like within hours, they're like, all right, get him
Yeah,
up.
it's
We need
horrible.
to get his money. Unbelievable. Okay. Let's watch the clip so you can see this for yourself.
O senhor precisa assinar. Se o senhor não assinar, não tem como. Tá bom?
She's like, come on, sign it. If you don't sign it, we can't get it.
Que eu vou fazer o faço.
Holding.
She goes, I can't sign it for you.
Igual o documento aqui, ó.
Sign the document.
Hello, Roberta Braga.
Segura. Oxe, bacana, vai dizer.
She's like, hold it tight, hold it tight. Trying to give him the pen.
Não vi. Não, gente, também não. Segura, tio.
Hold it, uncle.
Assina pra não me dar mais dor de cabeça aqui no carro.
You can tell this guy's not breathing.
Sign it to not give us any more
Acho que
headaches.
ele não tá legal.
They go, I don't think he is well.
Ele não tá
Indeed,
bem.
he is not well.
Vai assistir alguma coisa? Eu vou ver
And she's like, are you feeling
Eu acho que
something?
ele não tá bem, não.
Senhora tá sozinha?
Are you alone? Yes.
Ele não tá bem, não.
Look, he is not
A
well.
corzinha não
He's
tá
very
ficando.
pale.
É.
he is like this. That's just what he's like.
There's even one moment somewhere in that video, if you go back, where she kind of looks at the bank teller and almost gives this little look of like, he's old. Isn't it funny? Isn't he cute?
Well, she's
like,
it's like,
silly.
Oh, silly uncle. Come on, sign it.
Oh my God.
Evil.
It's so bad. So bad, this poor man. And you'd think that someone else in the family like had to have known, right? Like if
I'm
he had
curious.
passed and she's immediately like, let's get him in the cab, head to the bank. Aren't they like,
I would
shouldn't we
like to
do
know.
something else with him at the moment?
I'm curious if there were other family members who were on board with this scheme,
Yeah.
or if she just took it upon herself.
You'd think if someone else was on board, though, they'd come and help her. This is a pretty big task.
Yeah, I mean, they
Just be
could have used
alone.
like someone on the other hand as
Yeah,
well.
right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they didn't think through that one very well.
Definitely not.
I mean, I hope that they gave him a proper burial after this.
I do
or,
too. This
Yeah.
poor man.
You know,
And if-
laid him to rest in, a proper way.
Yeah,
after
just like the
parading him around.
ultimate sign of disrespect to your own family member. Girl,
Yeah.
come on.
I'm not gonna be buried in a grave. When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash.
And then if the other family members didn't know about it, how traumatizing for them too.
Mhm.
And then this goes all around the internet and everything. Wild.
It is wild. Well, this next story is wild as well. This story is called I Love You. And this is about a thief by the name of Anthony Bateman.
Okay.
Isn't that an actor?
No, that's Jason Bateman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love him though. Great actor.
Yeah.
Horrible Bosses. That's probably what you know him from, Janelle.
I was gonna say Batman.
No.
Batman.
I don't know. It just sounded.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Bale, Bateman sounds the same to me.
Oh my God.
It's fine.
Anyways, in December of 2021, Mr. Anthony Bateman, who was 46 years old, got hammered, walked around a quiet neighborhood in Birmingham. Oh, I'm probably saying that wrong. All you people in the UK are going to kill me for this one, but I think it's Birmingham.
Birmingham.
No,
We have a
that's like
Birmingham.
Alabama.
I think it's Birmingham.
Birmingham. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
you don't pronounce the H like ham. If I was like
Birmingham.
Birmingham, England, I'm
Yeah,
gonna really
let
get
people
it.
correct you on that one. It's always fun to hear.
Well, Mr. Bateman decided to kick in the door of a 70-year-old woman's home in order to steal her Mercedes. So, taking advantage of the elderly. It's never good karma. The woman immediately called the police, and Bateman, still too drunk to notice anything, hopped into her car, parked in the driveway, and tried to start it on up. The police arrived as Bateman sat in the driver's seat, and they told him to leave the car, and Mr. Bateman responded, quote, "I haven't done anything wrong. I'm coming, brother."
Oh my God.
Wow, that was really bad.
You like that?
Why
Pretty
was
good.
that? I was giving Shrek.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Shrekish for sure.
I feel like that was more like Scottish.
Yeah, that was definitely Scottish. I haven't done anything
Can
wrong.
someone help me
I'm
with
coming,
my
brother.
English accent?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow. It's tomorrow. No, it's tomorrow.
Tea and crumpets.
Aren't you English?
He's Scottish.
No, I thought you were like
Scottish.
majorly
Some
Scottish.
English, but mostly Scottish, I believe. I can't remember your.
No, I'm a little English too, so
Yeah.
my English ancestors are
Well, so are you and I,
rolling
Janelle.
in their graves right
Yeah,
now.
Scottish.
No, English.
I'm not English.
Yeah, you are.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's from that side of the family.
Well, the cops told him that he was in her car, so he obviously did something wrong, to which he responded to them, "For fuck's sake, I'm drunk, lads." The police realized that while Bateman had the car keys, he didn't understand that it was a push-to-start car rather than a turnkey.
So
Come
he was,
on,
like,
bro.
Trying to find where it goes.
Yeah, the cars have been push-to-start for a while now, at least in recent years.
Is that how like most cars come now?
Yeah, like in the last, I don't know,
2016 was when almost every like major car went to push to start. And I know that because mine is 1 year before that bullshit happened. And I was
You looked it up.
Fuck.
I looked it up. I was like, fuck me, really?
Remember when that first started too? How crazy it was? Because I heard about it in that Wiz Khalifa song. Push
Yeah, it
to
was
start.
like, well, it was
like,
started with the ultra luxury premium cars.
Yeah.
It was kind of a luxury feature, but now it's
Wasn't
like
that in black and yellow? Talk about maybe. I don't know.
push to start.
Yeah.
It says push to start.
Yeah, at some point. I don't know.
There are still some models that are not push to start.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I just knew
That's
that
fun
comment.
car
I knew that
fact.
comment was going to come, so I figured I'd let you know.
Well, we'll show you some very interesting footage here from this whole encounter with police. But while handcuffed, Mr. Bateman can be heard on the police body cam saying, quote, "I love you too." To which the cops responded, quote, "Okay, thanks, mate. He loves us."
Now it's going Australian.
Yeah, it's my muff. There we go.
Natalia's brought back the muff. Natalia.
Keeping your hands warm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we just hear it from the man himself, I guess. Oh, so here's a car parked.
Kind of looks like
Oh no! Get out of the car! Come on! Right, you've obviously got in the car, so you can get out of the car.
So now they're putting in handcuffs.
Mate, keep your hands. How's he got hold of the keys, mate? He's been in. He fucking broke the door in. Mate, you're under arrest for suspicion of burglary.
I'm in the car, lad.
Come on, mate.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, all right. Put your feet in, please. All right. All right.
Does he get in the car?
Pulled a weapon on her or anything, has he?
I don't know. I think he's just kicked the door off. And the keys are on the side, and he's just sell it yourself. He's really couldn't figure out how to start the thing.
Brilliant plan.
Well, Mr. Bateman admitted to burglary and
Attempted car theft.
Yep. Sentenced to 2 years and 5 months in jail. That's a lot.
Thank you, mate. Loves us.
He loves us.
Love you too. That's very sweet.
Seems like a little bit of a different relationship with the citizens and police in the UK than what we have here. I feel like it'd be a very different interaction with police there.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the officer and stuff. I'm sure they have
well, and
their
like
fair
most
share over there too.
body cam of belligerently drunk people, they're like pissed off and like
Yeah.
they're not saying I love you to the police by any means.
I think a lot of that actually stems from, because they definitely used to not. Like in the 80s, there was a lot of anti-police riots in England. But when guns were illegalized, cops don't usually carry guns either in England. So
really,
at least I think so. I think that's the truth, because we have a friend who's a cop in England.
Yeah, I think you're right. I know, like, obviously they have their
I don't believe so.
They have special units that have them, but
In England and Wales, only a small percentage of police carry guns, and they're only deployed in certain situations.
I guess they don't need to
They
most
have
of the time.
Pepper
Very
spray
different.
and batons. God, I cannot imagine that.
What?
Yeah.
Pepper spray and baton. Imagine if we gave all of our cops only pepper spray
They'd
and
be
baton.
screwed. You could not do that in America.
People would be being beaten to death is what would happen, because cops, if that was the only thing they had, they would just be bludgeoning people.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be horrible.
It says in 20...
Or shot. They'd just be shot.
Yeah. In 2023, 6,600 officers in England and Wales were authorized to carry guns out of the total of almost 150,000 officers.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's so different.
Can't imagine that.
I don't know if that'll ever happen here. That's crazy.
Oh, that'll definitely never happen. There's too many guns in this country.
Yeah, it would be way too unsafe to be. No one would be a cop.
No.
If they couldn't protect themselves with at least a firearm,
They
there'd be no
absolutely need
cops.
it. Yep.
Yeah. That's wild.
Have you ever started a free trial for something thinking, oh, I'm just going to use it for the 7 days, the 3 days, 30 days, whatever it is, and then I'm going to cancel it. And then you forget. And then you forget about it for months and months and months. And before you know, you have wasted a ton of money on a subscription that you are not even using. Well, all of that can change if you use Rocket Money, because I feel the reason that so many of us just let subscriptions go on and on is A, because we don't know about them, and B, because you don't want to deal with customer service trying to cancel it. Oftentimes you have to get on the phone. They're going to give you the runaround, try, anything they can to get you to stay, give you all the extra perks and stuff. And you don't want to have to deal with that. So Rocket Money can deal with it for you. Rocket Money has been such a game changer for us and our family. We found out that we were paying for a lot of subscriptions that we weren't actually using. They helped us cancel those, get them under control. And the fact that now we can see them whenever we want and keep track of what we're spending on just makes a huge difference for us. If you haven't heard of Rocket Money, well, you're missing out. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, but it also monitors your spending and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, we can see all of our subscriptions in one place, and if we see something we don't want, Rocket Money can help us cancel it with a few taps. And we just love how the dashboard shows us this month's spending compared to last month so that we can keep track of our spending habits. Plus, they'll help you create a custom budget and keep your spending on track. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate to lower your bills for you, friends, by up to 20%. And all you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money just takes care of the rest. And they'll deal with the customer service for you in that regard as well. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving its members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features, which is pretty amazing. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/milehigher. Again, that's rocketmoney.com/milehigher. rocketmoney.com/milehigher. Okay, so next up we have the lemon juice bandit. This sounds hilarious. I'm still kind of confused because it's so stupid that I can't believe this is real.
He's like the cool. Well, no, there's actually two other guys in this who are even cooler, but this guy is fucking cool. I like him a lot.
Okay, so this actually happened a while back, April 19th, 1995. MacArthur Wheeler, he robbed 2 Pittsburgh banks in broad fucking daylight, and bank tellers and other witnesses were shocked because he didn't wear a mask, and he even stares directly into the security cameras. There is stills from it you can actually see while he's robbing these banks. He's just like, because he thought the lemon juice was the secret ingredient here. Police released the footage to 11 p.m. news, and a tip came in within minutes. Wheeler was arrested before midnight that same day and was shocked, reportedly telling the police, "I wore the juice." So why the lemon juice? Okay. Wheeler thought that lemon juice could be used as invisible ink to conceal his face from cameras. He even tested it at home with a Polaroid camera, and his face was obscured. He said that the only problem he saw with his plan is that the lemon juice burned his eyes so badly that he could barely see while robbing banks. So he put the lemon juice in his eyes.
It's fucking awesome.
Covered his whole face. Like, just basically dunked it. And he's like, put your hands up. You know,
that's crazy. It kind of reminds me of like a toddler when they think you can't see them when they, cover their eyes.
The peekaboo gambit.
That's exactly what it is. Wheeler's accomplice, who was unlemon juiced, uninvisible inked, pistol whipped a bank teller and even pointed a gun at another. However, Wheeler was given a much heavier sentence for unclear reasons. That one's a little bit confusing. But while it's unclear how long he actually spent behind bars, his supervised custody ended in July of 2012, and he has been entirely free ever since, waiting for a moment to try it again. Squirt the lemon juice. I wonder, the thought process behind all of this. Did he hear something? Did he just come up with it?
I think he probably just came up with it. Because National Treasure hadn't come out yet. And I feel like if I saw National Treasure, I saw the whole lemon juice on the back of the Declaration of Independence thing.
Right.
Then I'd be like, hatch an idea. But he was ahead of the curve on this one, even before Nicolas Cage.
Maybe Nick was inspired by him.
Maybe.
You never know. Wheeler's bank heist was so inspiring that it led Professor Dunning-Kruger to research and publish a paper which has the most amazing title ever. It's called Unskilled and Unaware of It: How Difficulties in Recognizing One's Own Incompetence Lead to Inflated Self-Assessments.
Slay.
That's pretty good.
The stills of him are funny.
I know. God. Because he sprayed the lemon juice on the cameras as well.
On the cameras and his face. He thought it would just
invisible cloak it all.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Oh, I wish we had video of
I wonder if it was
bad.
he thought there was some type of chemical reaction or something that would take place.
Well, he tested it with the Polaroid and it worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is maybe he thought it would somehow disrupt the film development.
Well, it's I can almost follow the thought process of putting it on the cameras, but I don't understand why he thought to put it in his eyes. That part just zero logic behind it at all.
Or at least test your theory before you go and do it. Spray your face.
Mm-hmm. He's home. Broad daylight, let's go
maybe he
try
did,
it out.
But then it got in his eye. He's like, I can't see. It's perfect. He's messed up either.
That's so fucking awesome. Yeah, I agree, Ian. This guy's a G.
Yeah, he's just awesome. I don't know. Again, this is what I'm talking about. A genius in a sort of roundabout way.
Yeah.
So stupid, it ends up going back to being cool as shit.
Yeah. Gotta give him the credit. I mean, it's creative.
It's very creative.
It's creative.
Well,
Honestly, if I were the cop, I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to let you go because you deserve it.
Yeah. You provided us a lot of entertainment. Thanks, brother.
You're not going to make it in jail, actually.
Yeah. He's going to bring the lemon juice into jail. No one can see him at all.
Well, he barely made it out of the bank before they already knew who he was and tracked him down.
He probably wasn't moving very well. Couldn't see shit. That would hurt so bad. Have you ever gotten a little squeeze of a lemon or a lime in your eye?
Yeah.
Dude, you're out for... I can't imagine just spraying it into your eyes willingly.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make no damn sense, man.
Mm-mm.
Well, this next guy is not that much brighter. I hate to say it, but I feel like Ian, you probably like this guy too.
Yeah, I really, really like this guy.
This guy is, this is pretty just entertaining, honestly. In 2013, 20-year-old Michael Baker was with his girlfriend at a rest stop in Jenkins, Kentucky, when they spotted an unattended police cruiser, and they made a quote-unquote joke. Baker grabbed a gas can from his car and began siphoning gas from the police cruiser. He had his girlfriend snap this photo and then post it to Facebook.
Fuck yeah. The best.
The picture is so good.
Oh, legendary.
Yeah, look at him. Is he flipping off the camera?
Yeah.
He's like, fuck the police.
Yeah.
Wow. Stealing their gasoline.
So obviously the police weren't very thrilled with this whole thing, and this was very clear evidence that he had just posted to Facebook of him stealing from them. A few days later, they arrested Baker and said that if he stole from police, he would steal from, quote, just about anybody, which is probably true. Baker explained that there wasn't even that much gas left in the cruiser, and it was purely intended as a joke. Well, I don't know. I guess is it funny? Is it a funny joke?
I think it's just stupid that it's not really funny. It's funny that he did it, though. It's the funniest part is that he posted it to Facebook. And we've covered other cases like that in the past where people just straight up post their crimes to Facebook. It's like,
or live stream them. That's always a really good one, too.
Yeah, yep.
When they're live streaming while it's happening.
Yeah, unless it's like, God, we've seen some horrific live stream. Yeah.
But there's also some that's like...
Yeah, that they're just doing stupid shit.
But let's take a look at the local news report of this heinous crime.
I've got to see this.
The fact that this makes news is legendary as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jenkins, Kentucky. Yeah.
Dude, the newscaster's got to be so psyched when a story like this comes up.
Admits he stole gas from a police cruiser.
Once he posted the picture of him in the act and making an obscene gesture on Facebook, it spread like wildfire and Jenkins police began investigating. WIMT's Jerica Insco talked to the gas bandit about why he did it.
He's trying so hard to keep a
Michael
straight
Baker's
face.
girlfriend snapped this picture, meant to be a joke, that was not so funny when Baker was put in the back of one of those cruisers.
We was just standing there, and I thought it'd be funny. Take a picture. Didn't post it on Facebook.
At
The
first,
outfit.
Baker and his girlfriend were
so
apprehensive
cool. The
about
Hollister
telling me
shirt
what
and
really
the-
happened last Friday.
Yeah, we're sorry. It was just a joke. I mean, if we was going to steal gas, we wouldn't put it nationwide on Facebook. I mean, we don't steal anyway, but we're sorry.
We don't
As
steal
the interview
anyway.
continued and Baker loosened up, I asked why he had a hose in the cruiser's gas tank. His honesty might surprise you.
So did you take some gas?
I got a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
His rock star hat.
Not
It's
much.
fucking
I
awesome.
couldn't get much. I tried, but there wasn't much in it.
A lot of gas. It's still the same crime.
Cops
in
are like,
the
we're
eyes of
locking
law
our gas
enforcement.
caps now.
If they're going to do it to a police car, they'll do it to just about anybody.
Baker
this is a
spent
serious
night in
criminal
jail
area.
for his
Lighten up,
offense
dude.
and was charged with theft by unlawful taking, something you would think he would be sorry for.
So, I mean, do you apologize to the cops for it?
Not really.
Let's fucking go.
Not really.
But Baker's fine for stealing it will be much higher. In Letcher County, Jerica Insco.
Oh, so good.
He does not give a damn.
So cool. I'm telling you.
That is amazing.
WYMT 57 Mountain News.
Officials at the Jenkins Police Department say they are
Look at him.
Wait. What does he say?
officials at the Jenkins Police Department say
The fact that they're trying to report on it so seriously, Tom.
officials at the Jenkins Police Department say they are
His
taking
face.
necessary precautions to avoid another event like this one and plan to have lockable gas caps in the near future.
Well, we didn't see
For
much
real.
sunshine out there today, and there are still even a few showers out there right now.
A few showers out there right now.
Better weather is on the way to.
Oh, that's iconic.
Oh, we love Kentucky,
Dude,
man.
the best part about
So
that
good.
was that. Do you have anything to say to the police? Are you sorry? Not really. That's incredible.
I love
Oh, thank you. Thank you, sir.
I wish he could call in. I want to
Yeah.
speak to him.
What an
I bet
act of
he's
service.
a great father. Like,
Yeah.
like no shit. He seems like just a good hand.
I know. I wonder if his kids are going to watch that one day and be like, good job, Dad. We're proud of you.
As many of you know, if you've been with us over the years, you know we love our pets, we love our animals, and we've got a bunch of them at home. including 3 little cute, fuzzy, adorable kitty cats that we truly love. You know, they're a handful sometimes, and they produce a lot of waste. And it can be tough to combat those odors sometimes. For cute little cats, they can truly drop some bombs that can stink up the whole house. And for many years, we were trying all sorts of different types of litters to see what would work best in trapping those odors and also just making the cleanup process so much simpler. I've got asthma, so the dirty, dusty clay litter was just never really a good option. But that all changed when Pretty Litter came into our life, and they've truly been a game changer ever since for our household. Not only does Pretty Litter have the ability to instantly trap odor, it's ultra absorbent, it's lightweight, low dust, and 1 6-pound bag works for up to a month. And this really makes our lives so much easier with cleanup, and it just lasts a lot longer than your traditional litter. The truly unique thing about Pretty Litter is its crystals change color to indicate early signs of potential illnesses in our cats, like urinary tract infections, kidney issues, and more. Because cats are always the hardest to keep an eye on health-wise, because they're cats. They do their thing, and you know they aren't good at vocalizing health issues. So this gives us the peace of mind knowing that if the crystal litter changes colors, it's time to take them to the vet and have them looked at. But best of all, the convenience of Pretty Litter is unbeatable. It ships free right to my door. I never run out, and I don't have to lug around those huge containers of cat litter to and from my car. It's just so much easier. Love Pretty Litter. Pretty Litter is amazing. You have to try it today. Go to prettylitter.com/milehard to save 20% on your first order, and you get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/milehard to save 20% on your first order and get that free cat toy. Check it out today at prettylitter.com/milehire. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details.
Okay, this next one is pretty short, but definitely worth talking about. This dude out in Australia tried to steal a helicopter using a tractor. This happened in 2022. He was caught on camera breaking into a hangar in Australia with a red tractor to steal a helicopter. And when he couldn't get the helicopter to start, he tried to tow the helicopter with the tractor. When this didn't work, he tried to escape the hangar on the tractor before abandoning it and running away on foot. And here's the real kicker. This man has never been identified, never been caught. He is still on the run. So if you're out in Australia, take a look at this footage. Do you recognize the man? It's pretty hard to see, but let's take a look. This is so like Grand Theft Auto too.
It's so Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, definitely.
He had to have been like playing the game and then been like, great idea.
You know what? I don't have a car, but I have a tractor.
Boom.
It's not even that big of a tractor either. It's
and he
like
doesn't even really ram
tractor.
it. Can you get some speed on those tractors?
No.
So that's as fast as you can go.
I wish there was more footage they released.
I know.
Just that
it's
one
just
little
that.
clip.
It would have been amazing to see him actually trying to haul off the helicopter with that. And what was the plan from there? I would love to know what the whole plan for this was.
Right. What are you going to do with a helicopter if you barely have a tractor?
He was trying to get the 4 stars.
That's true. That's true. He wanted the tanks called and
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was he gonna go like sell the the helicopter on Craigslist or something? Like, hey, helicopter.
Maybe he had a mission.
$2,000.
He had to fly somewhere.
Yeah, but nobody can just jump into a helicopter and fly a helicopter.
Oh, no, dude,
he would
that
have
would
killed
not have
himself
ended well.
trying to fly a helicopter.
That's one thing I will never go in a helicopter.
no.
I'm so afraid of them.
Yeah, they're pretty dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know,
you
like
just fall right out of the fucking sky. It's so scary.
yeah, you can't exactly glide to the ground.
Kendall will know this. The jello theory does not apply.
Oh
in
yeah, the jello
helicopter.
theory. Have you heard about the jello theory?
No.
You want to explain it to Josh?
I'll explain it to you. Actually, you know what? Let me just pull up a video.
It's a nice coping mechanism if you're afraid of turbulence. So we'll share it. We shared this on the sesh, but for those of you who don't watch that show.
Okay, I can't find a clip that won't get flagged. But basically, if you were to have a cup of jello and you put a penny in the middle of the cup and shook it, the penny isn't just going to like go to the bottom because it's in jello and it's just going to like jiggle around. And that's how supposedly planes are in the atmosphere because the gravity and physics, I don't fucking know, makes it so that it's not just going to like plummet to the ground. So when you're in a plane, you're supposed to picture the plane in jello. And so when there's turbulence, it's just like jiggling around in the air like the penny would be jiggling around in jello.
It's just like a nice little snack.
Yeah, and it's worked for me. when I get scared, I think of the jello theory.
Yeah,
Jello-
but that doesn't even like add up because didn't you guys just talk about a story where a plane fell like the height
yeah, that
of
was
the
an
Empire
outlier.
State
That was
Building?
The outlier
Dropped out of the sky.
was that jello was not actually set long enough. So it was still liquidy.
There was
That
no
was
jello. It was
absolutely nuts. That flight we
But
covered
still,
recently.
it didn't just like go to the ground. Like it dipped, but then it stayed. It wasn't just like shoo.
But it was like anti-gravity in there. It was, if you missed that too, crazy. This flight, they just dropped
like 1,600
feet, and the Empire State Building is
a little bit
1,300. So that length
in a matter of seconds, right?
8 seconds. And people were in the fucking overhead compartment too. An adult man, like there's video of it, and his feet are like hanging out. Can you pull up the video just while
Which
we're
is
talking
why
about
they
it?
say put your seatbelts on.
Yeah, no, put your seatbelt. And we had people commenting that, like, as a flight attendant, always wear your seatbelt, even when they say,
yeah, because it could happen any second.
Yeah. But still, I was like, could not understand how this man like literally flew into the air and was in the overhead compartment.
So
Janelle's
the
gonna pull
door
up a
came
video.
open as it dropped, and then he went up into it.
I'm assuming. We went over this for a while trying to figure it out.
I still am very confused how this man ended up there, okay?
Maybe he was just up there when the plane took off.
He was just hanging out there the whole time.
Because the way it is, he would have had to like fly up and then basically
because you can't go straight up into them.
That's why I'm still confused.
That's I kind of brought up, which I don't fucking know what I'm talking about, but it reminded me of, when they train astronauts, they have that 8-second drop in planes.
Do they
and
really?
Isn't that a thing?
It is totally a thing.
Yeah, there's an 8-second thing where it's anti-gravity for a certain period of time. And like,
So
I think you can just do it as a
there?
civilian too. I'm sure it's pretty expensive, but it's anti-gravity in this like certain plane that they have.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
0G, yeah.
Zero. I think it became like fucking 0G because they dropped that fast in 8 seconds, where I think he like flew up there. It's the only thing I could wrap my head around.
So he was an astronaut for a few
for
seconds.
a moment. Yeah. Is there like a picture of it?
It's
You can
just, it's basically, there's no picture of him going up there.
see his feet. You see his feet hanging down. It's like,
Was he in the seat underneath that or
We
on
don't
the
know.
other side? He must have been on the other side of the aisle. And then it must have angled just perfectly to where he flew up there.
I don't know. man.
still like, I can't really wrap my mind around it. I didn't really see anyone in our comment section be able to explain it either.
It's a
Because I was
mystery.
hoping that someone would know. But yeah, no. But what was really sad is a 2-year-old also ended up in the overhead compartment. And everyone was fine on the flight. Like, I think 40 people or something were hospitalized with like bruises and
No
like
one
minor
died.
injuries.
They had concussions.
Yeah, but yeah.
No fatalities.
Crazy. Scared the shit out of me. But
Wear your seatbelt.
yeah, wear your seatbelt. Moral of the story.
Yeah. Because that shit could happen anytime.
So the jello theory does not apply to helicopters, right?
No, more of the story, the jello theory does not apply to helicopters.
And don't get in them.
Also, according to Google, it says to experience zero gravity, you have to be accelerating towards the center of the earth at 9.8 meters per second.
Mm.
I don't think they were going fast enough for that.
Huh.
I don't know. Maybe they were.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not about to
I
do
was
the
talking
math
about. That
for
was just my best guess. My stepbrother flies helicopters. He told me he would give me a ride. I said, hell no, I ain't doing that.
Hell no.
My dad, when he was a younger man, used to do heli skiing sometime.
Oh, that's cool.
It's cool, but I'm also like, so you want to go to the top of a mountain and jump out of a helicopter first and then go on no trails, just like straight snow?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I dated a boy in middle school who was doing that in like 8th grade.
What?
Yeah,
8th grade?
Heli skiing. Yep. Anyway,
Anyways,
nice tangent there.
let's talk about another legendary criminal here. This guy is my favorite.
He entitled it Another Awesome Guy.
Because, like, low key, I can kind of relate to these thoughts and feelings about, you get access to a vault at a bank. Sometimes you get tempted a little bit. So in April 2019, Orlando Henderson was hired to work the cash vault at the Wells Fargo branch in Charlotte, North Carolina. And while he kept his first few months pretty straight-laced, because, you have to. You're basically training during that period and being watched every minute. He decided to start making secret cash withdrawals and using the books to cover it up in June. Well, he started with small amounts of $400. That grew to 2 back-to-back $5,000 withdrawals in July, an eventual high of $13,450 in one day. And what's even better about this story is that he was very proud of it. Let's just say that. He would make custom t-shirts with the letters AWBB, meaning, quote, ain't wit being broke. And then he got even braver and purchased a 2019 Mercedes with $20,000 down on all $100 bills, in which he also used false information to even get the car loan for, and then posted dozens of photos on social media flashing his money. And in one photo, he captioned it, quote, I make it look easy, but this shit is really a process. Oh, man. Well, what he didn't know is that they watch that shit like a hawk.
Of course.
And there is cameras everywhere. They make it nearly impossible to steal from a bank. Although it is kind of weird when you are around that much money and that much cash. I was a bank teller for
oh yeah, I forgot about
like
that period.
6 months, I think.
Yeah.
I was like in between,
maybe a year.
In between jobs. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll go. I applied to Wells Fargo even, and
oh yeah, I remember that too.
Didn't get that job, and so I ended up working in a local community bank in a little tiny town in northern Colorado, and that was a trip for sure.
So what are you saying? You thought about doing this?
Well, when you're around that much, you just like, I think you get a little comfortable because you're like, well, there's nobody around. Sometimes, like technically though, like to access the vault, usually you need 2 people to do it. So that's what's kind of interesting. But if you're just stealing from your drawer, like your teller drawer, like that's so dumb because you have to like report everything at the end of the day. And like your boss is going to be like, dude, why do you have $400 missing from your drawer? You didn't just like, because like you could make mistakes and like sometimes like you lose a 20 or you accidentally give somebody extra money. And like at my bank, we didn't have like the fancy machines. Like you go to Chase or Wells Fargo now, the tellers don't even count the money for you. They just like run it through a machine. And they're like, here you go. But I was like hand counting all the cash. So I could see how you'd be like, oh, nobody's watching. I'm the only teller here. Or, you know, I'm going to be in the vault and nobody will see me slip this, you know, pack of hundreds in my pants. But no, they definitely see it all.
Especially when you post it on social media.
Yeah, let's watch the clip here real quick.
A former Charlotte bank employee facing federal charges, accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from his job. And prosecutors say the evidence is all over social media. Photo after photo of the suspect with stacks of cash. New tonight, NBC Charlotte's Brianna Harper now has all the details from the FBI.
Being a Wells Fargo employee, the suspect had plenty of access to cash. And prosecutors say when he stole the money from the bank, he would quickly make his way to the ATM to make a deposit into his own account. One look at Orlando Henderson's Facebook page or Instagram profile, and you'd think he was living large. Multiple photos posted of him flaunting stacks of cash, but federal investigators say it's likely most of this money was stolen. FBI agents say during at least 18 different occasions this year, Henderson stole cash from the Wells Fargo bank where he worked. He's also accused of destroying documents and making false entries in the bank's books to cover up the crime.
Damn.
Over time, investigators say he managed to steal more than $88,000 in cash. Money we're told he then used for personal expenses and even put a large cash down payment on a brand new Mercedes Benz. But in order to buy the new car, detectives say Henderson committed yet another fraud by getting a car loan with false information. FBI agents eventually arrested Henderson in California. Here's a look at the long list of criminal charges he now faces, including theft, embezzlement, and money laundering. If convicted of all charges, Henderson could face up to 40 years in prison and possibly have to pay more than $1 million in fines. Brianna Harper reports.
Yikes.
Yeah, they don't mess around with stealing from banks, man. It's a federal crime at that point, and as you just heard, the sentences are pretty steep. He could be in prison for 40 years.
Interesting how he really thought he could get away with that.
I don't know. And especially at like such a big bank like Wells Fargo.
And for so much money.
Yeah. And to then take it, not only just like stealing from it, but then depositing it back into his Wells Fargo account, which is so crazy. And then like, I don't even know how he did. I'd love to know the actual things that he did. Because I'm like, how did he like somehow manipulate the books to...
Well, he said the shit really is a process.
Yeah, I guess so. Damn, dude. Like,
my favorite part,
to get away this long.
Like, imagine you're the manager at the bank branch, and you go up to him and you're like, "Hey, Orlando, like, what's going on? Like, there's a lot of cash missing." And he's wearing a shirt that says "Ain't Wit being broke." He's like, I don't know, dude.
He has a nicer car than the bank manager.
It's especially interesting that he posted all of this with this happening. This happened 2019. So even then, like, I understand people not understanding how stupid it is to post something on social media, like at the dawn of social media, but 2019,
we're well
you should know better.
And then to have the FBI on your ass, like, forget about it, man.
Pro tip, if you are planning on committing a financial crime of this level, make sure you get enough money so that you still have some left over when your 40-year sentence is finished. Then it's worth it. Then you're fine.
Ian over here giving the tips.
Which in this case would have had to have been millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll go and, like, if somebody were to get that, they'll go take some of that back too.
Oh, for sure. You're not seeing that money ever again.
No. There's no way.
God, dude, was it worth it?
I don't think so.
I found his Instagram.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was on the freaking thing.
Oh, it had his handle on there?
Yeah, so I just looked at his handle. His bio says #AWBB, and then in quotes, ain't Wit being broke.
He still got it.
Says he's an artist, but his last post was in 2023.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he's probably being held.
Yeah, that's my guess.
I doubt he'd be out on bond right now. Maybe he is. I don't know.
But his pictures that were on the news clip of him with his wads of cash are like pinned, honestly.
He's just proud of it. Oh.
Dude, he's screwed. This is like a slam dunk case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't hear in the news report, as of 2023, he's awaiting trial and charged with 19 counts of theft, embezzlement.
Yeah, he's screwed.
12 counts of making false entries and money laundering. And if he's convicted, he could be facing up to 40 years in prison and owe more than $1 million in fines.
Yeah, he fucked his life up
Big
real quick.
yikes.
For what, too? Couple cool pics on the Insta and like
Sick
a Mercedes that's not even yours.
He also posted this video not recently, but one of his more recent posts is he's like in this Corvette showing off his shoes and like the inside of the Corvette.
Nice.
Sick, dude.
I wonder if this was his plan the entire time. The whole reason he got the job at Wells Fargo was because he was planning to like build this process of his.
I feel like it's probably one of those things where he gets the job and then he sees an opportunity, takes it, gets away with it once, then is like, oh, I can just do it again and again. And then before you know it, just
like
becomes
addicting.
a normal thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised he
Becomes
got
a way
away
of
with
life.
it for as long as he did.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, to get that much money out of the bank before you're caught. And maybe they did know and they like were building a case against him.
Right.
And so they were just seeing if he'd keep doing it until they built it up enough where they could really hammer him. That's my guess is what.
I don't know if you can see this on camera, but Sadie is doing the cutest thing. I call this her seal motion.
Seal? It's more like an otter.
Yeah, it's like an otter. That's what I meant, an otter.
Seal.
I don't know if you can see it. So cute. Okay, so this next one, love this. We've got a doorbell licker. There's really no context for this one. The clip is pretty self-explanatory, so let's just take a look.
I thought, oh boy, that is just weird.
I thought I'd seen it all, but now this takes a cake.
Never have we seen anything like this. Never.
Well, you may have seen it before in the movies.
I wanna kiss you all over.
But this was real life, and this time, it wasn't a laughing matter.
Pretty creepy stuff, comical in a sense, but still, you know, we need to keep our eyes open, make sure it's nothing more than that.
Early Saturday morning, this man, who police now identify as Roberto Daniel Arroyo, spent about 3 hours licking and milling around this Salinas yard. The homeowners were out of town at the time, but their kids were home. They didn't wake up to the noise, but the family's surveillance system notifies them when there's movement out front.
I thought, boy, there's a lot of traffic. I go, 5 o'clock in the morning. My son doesn't get home till 6 o'clock. I go, that's kind of odd. So I started reviewing the videos. Well, who the heck is that?
The Dungans just installed this new security system less than a month ago. And police say it made their job easier.
We're pleasantly surprised that the image was so clear to the point that it didn't take us long to, to identify this individual.
This just kind of reinforces how important it is to have security within your home.
The footage also showed the man
What a
appearing
damn
to relieve
doorbell
himself.
licker.
Police say he also took an extension cord in the front yard, but the neighbors found it the next morning.
I like
And
how it
although
goes
the
right
situation
in.
is concerning,
At the point you kind of laughed about it afterwards because technically he
something.
didn't do harm anybody. He didn't break anything.
but the homeowners did do something, wiping off the doorbell.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clorox up and down. I feel like I just get a new doorbell at that point. That's so disgusting.
He
and he did it for,
violated that.
did I hear that right? 3 hours?
Yeah,
3 hours.
in the neighborhood. Also,
Can you eat pussy like that?
Oh, 3 hours in the neighborhood.
sexually.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
it had to be some sexual thing.
Definitely.
right?
He was looking at the camera like,
Yeah. And it's
Like-
such like, it's like a cat licking. The way he's doing it's like cat lapping milk.
I mean,
It's
he's
so gross.
got to be on something, right?
Yeah,
Who
yeah, you never really know.
he could just be in love. You don't know.
With doorbells.
Hey, there's that show where people
My Strange Obsession or
you're
whatever.
Oh,
where they-
yeah.
where they like are in love with inanimate objects.
So maybe he at home he licks his own doorbell, but he's like, I need some variety. I've
Mhm.
got to try different doorbells. So, question:
Hmm.
3 hours of doorbell licking. This wasn't on the same doorbell. He went to multiple houses in the
Same
neighborhood.
doorbell.
No, sorry, it's the same one.
Same doorbell.
Yeah, because they were out of town. Maybe he like had
Came
been
back,
cruising,
or he was
figured
just
out.
there for 3 hours licking the doorbell. Maybe. Wow.
You know,
My tongue would be raw.
yeah, dude. I've never like kissed someone for 3 hours.
Yeah,
let alone
that's a commitment.
A piece of metal on the side of a wall.
Ew,
Yeah.
so weird. So creepy. I would be so disturbed if that was my house.
What would you do if you saw that in your home? Would you call the cops?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, it's not just the act of licking the doorbell, but it's like, why the fuck are you at my house? And why is this? What is going on here? Are you going to try to come in the house?
Yeah.
And who knows? That is just so fucking
I'd start
creepy.
talking to him. Start like telling him a story. See how he reacts.
I'd start playing like some
Let's play some music,
literature
yeah.
or from some what's the porn stuff that you read?
Yeah.
Erotica. Erotica, yeah.
Just turn on some The Weeknd for him.
Ooh,
Yeah, that would be good
Bro,
too.
playing Earned It during that
Mm.
whole time. That would be crazy.
See what he does. I'd probably try to figure out, like, is this a joke? Because at first you'd probably think this guy's got to be joking. Like, he's just pranking. But then,
That's a commitment of 3 hours of prank.
well, I mean, I think if they had been home, they would have interrupted his session far earlier than 3 hours.
Yeah, you should like
Be
start
like,
blasting some smooth jazz
you
through
need
it.
something? You thirsty?
Yeah, he must have gotten dehydrated. That's a
Yeah,
good
you
point.
have to. I wonder if he
Yeah.
had a drink on him, get some Gatorade in between sessions. Wow. This world is so fucking crazy that people like this exist.
Yeah. It's a wild, wild place, man.
Okay, so this next one is also awesome. We have Calvin Lloyd Griffith, who appeared at a bond hearing for allegedly stealing a car from a high school in Miami. We're not sure if he went to this high school, think he could have possibly been an alumni. Wasn't a student at the time. He's older. But
If he was an alumni, that would have been so good.
yeah.
Back to the old stomping grounds.
Yeah, hoping that was the case, but not completely sure. But anyway, he's at this bond hearing, and we do have video of it. It's amazing. Calvin excitedly exclaimed, quote, "My mom's here," before his microphone was turned off. And they keep turning off his microphone as they're going because he is just popping off. But while attempting to get the judge's attention because she's not listening, he's got a muted mic and is, reviewing papers and stuff. He decides to get her attention by twerking, which made everyone laugh except for the judge. She was not fucking having it. Let's go ahead and just watch for ourselves.
Calvin Lloyd Griffin Jr. on page 12. Good morning. Mr. Griffin is charged with burglary, petty theft, grand theft of a vehicle, and trespass. And he's on probation.
He's out on probation, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm on probation. I'm on federal.
Okay.
Off the media anyway, because I smoke weed and cocaine. So the officer, I smoke weed and cocaine.
The court officials decide to cut Griffith's mic off to prevent him from talking over everyone.
So the officer,
Okay. You're Calvin Griffin? Mr. Sender has the button pressed. Oh, okay.
As Judge Pooler continues looking over the paperwork, Griffiths continues to try to get the attention of the judge.
Okay, let's see.
But with Judge Pooler unable to hear Griffith, he decides to try a different approach.
Hey.
Look at her face.
I know.
Not impressed with Griffith's twerking abilities, the judge moves on with the case.
State is requesting that Your Honor set the bond, but reset the case in division tomorrow because his actions violate his probation.
Judge Pooler agrees with the state attorney and sets Griffith's bond at $18,500.
And there's a statewide order from Miami Edison Senior High. If you should get out, do not go back there. You're not a student anymore.
Oh,
Okay?
anymore, yeah.
Thank
So
you for
he
coming
was.
in.
As the
alumni.
judge moves on to the next, less entertaining defendant, Judge Pooler looks back fondly on her time with Calvin Griffith.
I want the last guy to come back and teach us how to dance.
Oh, good. She's got a little sense of
Pretty
humor.
smooth guy.
Hell yeah. I love it.
I will say, like, as far as twerking abilities go, he's not a very good
No.
twerker. You know, there's not a lot of movement.
Is that even considered twerking?
It's like thrusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air humping more.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Judge Pooler set his bond at $18,500, and he was charged with burglary, petite theft, third-degree grand theft auto, and trespassing in a school safety zone. So big L for him. But you know, the twerk, it's pretty iconic. It's hilarious. I love it. I enjoyed it. Thank you, sir, for your services. And I love that it was Florida too. Of course,
Everything like this comes from Florida.
Y'all
let's be
have the
honest.
best cases.
I love you, Florida. Shout out.
Janelle and I do a little CSI segment on the sesh where we cover stories like this, and I'd say
You should just do a
75% are out of Florida.
segment.
It's so there's so many Florida.
But we appreciate it. We love them.
I love Florida. Beautiful state. Great beaches.
Agreed.
Even better people.
Even better people.
Endless
Papa John's.
entertainment. That's right.
Better people, better twerking.
Papa John's.
Florida.
Yep.
Well, this next case is not in Florida, but somewhere kind of similar. Houston, Texas.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of similar. Yeah.
Because if it's not crazy in Florida, it's crazy in Texas. And this burglary is honestly one for the books because they kind of are ingenious with the way they attempt to carry out this robbery at a pizza restaurant. On November 19th, 2018 in Houston, Texas, Gotti's Pizza Restaurant was burglarized by three men wearing hoodies and gloves, and at first, it appeared just like any other robbery. The men shattered the glass to the window in the front and entered wearing gloves and hoods to hide their faces. However, they crawled on the ground instead of walking upright to avoid setting off the camera's motion sensor. This, of course, didn't work. The men attempted to smash into the business's safe with a crowbar, but when this failed, they stole random power tools, a flashlight, and get this, kids' toys from the kids section. All in all, Mr. Gotti's suffered $2,000 in damage. But before I tell you more, let's just watch the clip here.
Thieves burglarizing a Houston restaurant, but they made a serious miscalculation about where the surveillance camera was pointing, and that resulted in this. Channel 2's Andy Sirota live at the business, Mr. Gotti's Pizza on Uvalde in Northeast Harris County. Andy, it's funny video, but I know the owner here was not laughing.
Definitely not, Dominique. That same group of thieves targeting two other businesses in this area, according to the restaurant owner. They broke in through this window here. It has since been replaced, but they were able to kick their way in after smashing it with a crowbar.
These guys watch too much TV, too many movies.
Three thieves rolling across the floor of a Mr. Gotti's restaurant
like the
at 3
lasers
o'clock in the
movie that
morning.
they'd slide on there.
Jesse Juarez was not amused when he came to work and saw they had smashed
I'd
the
be
front
so
window
pissed.
and tried to bust open the safe with a crowbar. The network of surveillance
idiots.
cameras he installed about 6 months ago, capturing their every move, not just inside his
stupid.
restaurant, but outside as well. At one point, one of the thieves pulls out a cell phone.
You can see they're on the phone with somebody.
Juarez says the trio stayed for about 10 minutes, and while they didn't get away with any cash, they did not leave empty-handed.
They stole a drill, a speaker, and a flashlight that they didn't have when they came in.
And as you can see in this video, they also stole some toys from the game room. Shortly after that thief is out of the camera's range, a silver SUV believed to be the getaway vehicle comes into frame. Juarez isn't worried about them coming back.
They'll be too embarrassed to come out again. Leave us alone. Get a job. Get to work.
Get a job.
Everybody else in the area works hard. Why can't they?
Seriously.
It's funny that they...
Juarez says the thieves caused about $1,200 in damage to his restaurant. Live in Northeast Harris.
Damn, that sucks.
Dude, I'd be so pissed, man. Like,
it's crazy that they stole toys, too. Of all the things, they're like,
they
we're not getting much else. So
they're like, we're going to go break into the safe, steal all the money. And then they couldn't do that. And so like, I got to get something out of this.
They're like the opposite of Santa.
So pathetic,
like
dude.
the Grinch.
Yeah, they're like the Grinch.
Maybe
Except they left all the food.
Yeah.
They didn't steal all the pizza ingredients. I'm surprised they didn't make a pizza.
Maybe they had some kids that were like less fortunate or something. And they
that's what I was thinking too. And it made me feel sad.
I think that's just a nice thing to say. I think they were probably going to go sell that shit on Facebook Marketplace, probably.
Like some kids' toys, though?
No, from the game room, though. A lot of pizza places have like little arcade rooms and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
but they were just carrying like a handful of like little toys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd say I agree with Janelle. I think chances are they have kids at home. They're bringing them back too.
I don't buy that. I don't stand for this kind of garbage. They should. Yeah.
No, I agree. Obviously, I feel bad for the owner, but
get a job. At least like do your research. My God.
Well, they were on the phone with someone, obviously, who probably knew how to get in the safe, trying to like get some lessons.
That's the thing is they, as time went on, they actually really improved their methods quite a bit overall. I think they hit 12 other businesses that year.
Oh, really? This continued?
Yeah, and then they came back.
And they've never caught these guys? What? And they're just known as the inchworm bandits because they
that's what that was like the media name.
12 other businesses?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck these guys. That's crazy.
And they're like a whole organized crew. They have like 15 members and, they started taking the physical safes with them when they couldn't break into them.
God, that's crazy they haven't caught them after all that.
An organized group just like this nearly stole my truck from the airport and stole like 100 vehicles before they finally caught those guys. And that was such a pain in the ass because they destroyed my truck essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no sympathy for these guys whatsoever. I don't care what they're doing it for. There's lots of other ways to make money. Mm-hmm. Doing this is
especially though from
ridiculous.
A small business like this. I mean, it's just so fucking
well, yeah. I mean, especially like a local store owner like this who has to then come out of pocket to pay for all the repairs and you know what I mean? Like it's just a complete pain and it closes their business, like it hurts the business and it's just
majorly.
Yeah. It's fucked up. Well, they're still on the run and hopefully they can find these guys because fuck them.
Well, if you know anything about these fellas, report it to Houston PD.
Mm-hmm. If you know anyone who's like really good at rolling and crawling on the floor, you might know a serial robber.
You can recognize the movements. Maybe you've seen it before. Them doing the worm at a party. Kind of like pick up the movements.
They're like, huh, you're really good at that. Did you practice? Yeah.
Amazing. So this next one is also pretty short. Definitely worth mentioning. 80-year-old Dolores Shyness was in Broward County Court facing charges of resisting arrest and violating an injunction to stay away from her ex-husband. However, when she started talking to Judge John Hurley, he had a soft spot for her. Let's take a look.
He resided at 20 the Benz, and he paid for the apartment entirely. His assumption is because he paid for the apartment, he's entitled to do as he pleases.
I can't get in the middle of who owns the apartment.
I know that's not the point. The point I'm telling you,
I need to keep you away from him. All right?
I haven't bothered him for 31 years. Why would I bother him now?
Great question.
Rather than actually getting up in arms, Judge John Hurley decides to release Shyness on a personal recognizance bond so long as she agrees to stay away from her ex-husband.
You are not allowed to call him, text him, email him. You are to stay 500 feet from him at all times. That's where he lives, where he works, anywhere in between. Ma'am, you're getting a second chance on this case. I don't particularly feel like keeping an 80-year-old woman in the jail who has no criminal record. But this is your second warning. Don't go around him again.
I swear to God and all that's holy on a stack of Bibles, I will never go near him, talk to him, call him, or
What was
even
the
look
first
at
thing
him.
you were going to swear on besides the Bibles?
All that's holy.
What?
I don't remember.
Oh.
What?
All that's holy.
Oh, that's
All that's holy. Yeah.
Oh, all that's holy. Yes, sir. I didn't recognize your twang.
The senior's sassy remark catches Judge Hurley off guard.
Ma'am, have you ever thought of doing a stand-up routine? Have you ever thought about that?
I did. If you pay me good money, sweetheart, I'll be there. I'm really short of funds.
Sweetheart. Ma'am, I got to tell you something. You seem like you have a great wit about you.
I do, sir.
Yeah, so...
I mean, sweetheart, that's the only thing I have.
I've been called sweetheart in this courtroom.
Does that mean you're taking me for breakfast?
Let me ask you something, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
How have I done as a judge today? So far, how am I doing?
Not bad, but you could do better.
Oh. Can we get a drum roll with this?
With the case already wrapped up, the only thing the judge, the public defender, and all the other inmates are waiting for is one final punchline.
I gotta tell you, you brighten my day, ma'am. All right?
That's what the last guy said, and then he sued me.
I just, I like old women. I really do. They're nice people.
I know, especially like that when they got a little sass.
Yeah.
So cute.
And judges who have a sense of humor it's
I know.
always nice to see that.
I love seeing clips of judges like that.
All right, our last story for today is equally comical. At around 5:42 a.m., a man drove his red truck directly into the glass entrance to the Harrison County Court Building in good old Mississippi. Unable to open his door following the crash, he's seen climbing out of the passenger side window, surveying the damage he had caused as the alarm blares, and fleeing the scene before police or tow truck drivers could arrive. 28-year-old Keith Cavalier was arrested later that day for the crash, and when questioned why he would do something so fucking stupid, he said he had to rush to the courthouse to report drug paraphernalia that had been stolen from his home. We have a clip of him crashing into the building we'll show you here.
No audio in this one, unfortunately. But
So he just goes for it.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, I got to report my stolen drug paraphernalia. Oh, man. Well, he was intoxicated, as you could probably imagine. This was a first-time DUI for him, but he was also charged with felony malicious mischief, and it's unclear what his final sentence is. But wow, what a dummy.
I like that he's wearing sandals.
Yeah, footwear is good.
Yeah. Well, folks.
Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful adventure exploring the world's dumbest criminals. Which one was the dumbest?
Yeah, let us know your favorite below. I definitely got to say, for me, it's tough. It is tough. I think the dude stealing the money from the bank and then posting it all to social media is pretty fucking great.
I got to go with lemon juice, man.
Oh yeah, that's really.
I've
good.
never heard of that happening.
That's my favorite too.
I'm going with Gas Boy.
Yeah, Gas Boy.
Gas Boy is just like, he's just like a living legend, I think.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, wow.
But can't forget about the dead uncle at the bank. That's pretty nuts as well.
Pretty shocking. So let us know your thoughts. Let us know what made you laugh the most out of all these stories. But with that being said, we're going to wrap up today's episode there. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you guys next time.